don't field a candidate, and there's no one who is an actual independent, unaffiliated voter who fields a candidate, then yes, in November there will be one person on the ballot.
All right. Seems like a waste of time and money then to have that general election.
What
if
would
there's
make
only
you say
one
that,
there.
Joe? It saves tons of money because that one candidate that's selected in September doesn't have to campaign anymore.
Yes, but we got to go pay the poll workers to go out there and sit.
Oh,
as
you're
you-
talking about the municipalities.
Yes.
Well, that's the way that goes, Fred. Nothing you can do about that.
can pay them to
and
sit
yes,
there
you
all
can whine about
day.
it all you want, but once somebody decides to do this, would you prefer not to have an election? Okay, fine. You know what that means? That means the governor's going to select the replacement because in history,
you don't
that's
want
the
that,
other
yeah.
way of getting it done. Like, for instance, if a U.S. senator would step down or not complete their term, the governor of Rhode Island has the opportunity to appoint.
Yep.
You know, and now a lot of people don't like that because they think they're getting cheated. I want to have a say in it. If you realized how little say you had in the first place, you might not be having the same opinion. But, you know, it's all just discussion, Joe.
Right.
It's all just discussion. So don't worry about a thing. The thing I still, as much as you'd say, geez, Dave, you've seen all this for so many years, you must have some inside knowledge. I have no inside knowledge as to why the Republicans are not fielding a candidate. None whatsoever.
I don't know.
In my
I don't know-
logic-
I don't know what they're waiting for.
In my logic, you have 17 people beating the bejeebers out of each other, beating each other to a pulp. And there's going to be one that actually
standing.
survives that mayhem. That person may not even be as strong as whomever the Republicans would put up in the general election. So,
But they have to.
yeah, but
put
Joe,
the papers in before a certain time to get on the ballot.
yeah, in reality, I don't know the election laws as well as I'd like to have confidence in what I'm going to say. But the way I understand it, and I could be wrong, is that the Republicans don't have to field a candidate for before the primary.
Oh, okay.
They can see who wins and then say, okay,
Who's best against that person?
who's the best Republican to run against them, and then there will be at least two people.
Well, I hope so.
You see? So if I'm correct about the timing of it all, and I think I am, I think it's 45 days before the general election is where it's cut off, I think. But if I remember it correctly, then there you go. So you might still have a Republican, but they're no dummies. They want to see which one comes out of the Democratic Party before they put their person up.
Well, I nominate Dave Richards as an
Oh,
independent.
no. I'm not a member of a party. I'm
No,
an unaffiliated voter for many years.
There you go, independent.
I'm totally unaffiliated with any political party except for those few moments that if I vote in a
Vote,
primary
yeah.
election,
And then you quickly
which is supposed to be
unaffiliate.
called a preliminary election, but it's primary. All right, so for those few moments, and I disaffiliate before leaving the room.
Right.
Technically speaking, the disaffiliation takes a few days to take effect. We understand that, but that's how the rules are, and I play by the rules. But the fact is, I am an unaffiliated voter and proud to be such.
All right, break time here in the Coffee and program. More coming your way, and give us a call, 766-1240, if you get a message, question, or comment to put on the air. All right, this segment of Coffee and has been sponsored by the Call newspaper.
The Call and WoonsocketCall.com is here for you. Access to news and information is more important than ever in today's busy world. WoonsocketCall.com makes it easy to access important news headlines, lifestyle, and sports stories, classifieds, and more online. That's right, all the community news and information you need and want is just a click or a tap away. For just $15.99 a month, you get full access to our online paper in addition to our daily printed paper. That's full access to our e-edition at no extra cost. Or sign up for the digital subscription for just $10.99 a month. To subscribe now, call 767-8504. That's 767-8504. The Call and WoonsocketCall.com. Here for you. Krakow Deli Bakery and Smokehouse offers authentic homemade Polish food to make your next meal real special. Try our many varieties of hot and fresh pierogi with onions and dirty sour cream, or pick up golubki, kielbasa, babkas, or some fresh rye bread. We also offer a large selection of specialty and imported goods. We're open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 9 to 6, Wednesdays 9 to 5, and Saturdays 8 to 5. Follow us on Facebook to learn about our weekly specials. Located at 855 Social Street in Woonsocket, Krakow Deli Bakery and Smokehouse has all the authentic Polish foods you love.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
Have you heard of Scott McGee with Remax Properties? He's been selling real estate in Rhode Island and Massachusetts for the last 17 years, and you can see that he loves what he does. Scott, as well as his team, take pride in what they call the fair and honest team. No gimmicks. And no, they're not buying your house if it doesn't sell, etc. Just fair and honest real estate. Scott personally works with tons of sellers and buyers and specializes in residential properties as well as commercial. And he's always very fair and offers super competitive rates. Remember, this is probably the biggest move in dollars that you will ever spend or receive. You want to go with a trusted and experienced agent. Scott is fair, honest, and modest, always puts the clients first. And he also dealt with literally almost any situation. You really need to look at your real estate needs as a business. You want to pay and get the right money now so that you're not paying for it later. Trust me. So why not give Scott McGee a call at 401-639-2906. That's 401-639-2906.
Scott McGee is the sponsor of this portion of the Coffee and program. Scott can not be with us today. Neither could Emily or Bob Lauder. But Dave's got a new listing that Bob has sent along.
You want to do
not
it now
Bob,
or a little bit later on?
No, we'll do it right now.
Okay.
That Scott has sent along to us. And what is the listing,
Yeah,
Dave?
Scott can't make it today, but he sent along a listing of a home, and I was just taking a quick look at it, Joe, just as we were getting underway for this portion of the program. And it's not in this neighborhood, Joe.
No.
But if you ever thought of living way out
where?
in the country, this just might be the place for you.
Okay.
Because it is a big, beautiful, sprawling single-family home. And it's huge. It's at 394 Snake Hill Road in Gloucester. 394 Snake Hill Road in Gloucester. Actually, right next to North Situate. It just says neighborhood is North Situate, so it's right next to North Situate, which means it's way out there.
Yeah.
And the price on this piece of property is just about, well, I'm going to say $680,000 because it's $679,900.
All right.
$679,900. But it's huge. It's a big ranch style, and it was built in 2011, so it's still virtually new. It's
Very
only
new.
12 years old. And I'm looking at the picture, and it's got a beautiful, huge front yard, and lots of trees on the sides. I imagine it's got a very nice backyard, but I'm not seeing that listed here. Let me give you the description. This stunning ranch-style home with its sprawling open-plan kitchen and living room, just like HGTV, is a true gem. Newly built in 2011, and with just one owner since then, this property boasts almost 2,700 square feet of living space and is situated on more than 5 acres of land. 5 acres, Joe, offering unparalleled privacy. The layout of the home is well thought out, with 2 generously sized bedrooms located at one end of the house and a master suite, complete with a full bathroom and walk-in closet at the other. Additionally, there is an impressive ensuite studio that features a full bathroom and partial kitchen, making it perfect for a guest or family member seeking a little extra space. And it also has a separate one-car garage that could easily be expanded. Truly a special property, and you call Scott McGee to learn more about this. I don't have Emily here to sing the number, Joe, but would you hand me the card over there? And I will give it the old college try. But once again, it's 394 Snake Hill Road in Gloucester, and that's listed by Scott McGee of the Stearns McGee team. Telephone number 401-639-2906. 639-2906. Give Scott a call and tell him how well Dave sings.
All right, very good. Joining us at the coffee and table, Woonsocket Mayor Lisa Baldelli Hunt.
She's
Hello there,
here.
Mayor.
Good morning. Where is everyone?
Well,
They couldn't
Bob's
make
at a
it.
convention. Emily knew ahead that she was double booked and couldn't come.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then the mayor came.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there you
Yeah.
go.
If I'd have known they
Scott
weren't
just
coming,
said
I'd have
that.
come earlier. But I usually let them do their thing for 15 minutes, and
Well, that's awful nice of you.
that's okay. So it's me, Dave, and Joe.
So before you get down to things going on in Woonsocket, it's just a bizarre story out of Providence City Hall, where
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
4 people that worked in the Registrar Vital Statistics Bureau of Licenses, they all quit on the same day. Now, first they were all put on administrative leave.
Well, yeah.
It makes you wonder what they could have done. These are the people that hand out the marriage licenses and the birth and death
Yeah.
certificates.
But administrative leave is a mechanical thing that does. I wouldn't say it's automatic, but it is part of the system. That if there's an investigation going on, you generally take them off the job temporarily while an investigation is going on. Do I have that right, Mayor?
That can be the case,
Right.
and it can be the case. Yes.
And then-
yes, you
and
take
then
them
later
out
on-
of the environment
Yeah.
that you're looking into because you don't want them to have access to certain things that
Yeah.
you're looking into, right? So you
So-
put them on administrative leave while you do your research and determine what's happening and sort things out.
But something must be up if they all quit.
Yes.
Well, that's what
At the
you'd
same
say.
time.
Well,
It's
they
like, wow.
they quit or they were put on administrative leave.
They
Administrative leave
resigned
first.
They resigned was
and
the
then-
word
and then,
used in the
and
story.
then they all resigned.
Oh, that's interesting.
They resigned. They
and-
resigned as a group.
Yeah.
Right. So the mayor can be. He's a new mayor.
Yeah.
It's the largest city in the state of Rhode Island,
Mm-hmm.
and he is potentially looking into each department to see what's happening. Maybe what protocol was in the past is not
Not anymore.
fitting for him, and there could have been some things that were done that were not appropriate in his mind, or potentially
Or not up to his satisfaction.
True, or potentially the people who were put on administrative leave. It doesn't affect all of them, but he felt it was better to do it that way.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
listen, no one's guilty of anything until they finish doing their research.
That's right. All right. So back up here now in the city of Woonsocket. You were down at the Memorial Day event.
I was.
took
Get your
place at
picture on the
park.
front page of the paper.
What's
Where-
that?
where
You were
was it?
looking on as they
Oh.
were folding the flag, and you're right there in the center of the
Oh,
picture.
I didn't see the paper.
Yeah, right over
Do
here.
we have it here?
Sure, it's the bottom picture, the bottom photo. There's 4 photos there from Monday.
There you are, Mayor.
Oh, stuck right in between those Boy Scouts. I love watching the Boy Scouts.
Perfectly framed.
Yes.
So good time down there at the event. And I know you made a speech.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So first of all, I have great respect for veterans. I feel that veterans are always the individuals that we should keep in the forefront of our mind. And as I said that day, and maybe not as eloquently as I would have liked to, but I think there is a gap in educating our students, our children, on why we live in this country, how we got here, who fought for us. And I think people just forget that. And I was talking to someone the other day and saying, you know, men and women used to lie about their age because they wanted to serve our country. They wanted to be, a member of a branch of arms. And now it's, you see the disrespect in our country, for our flag. To me, it's disgusting. And it is something that I feel needs to be in the curriculum of our schools.
Okay. I don't know if it's going to come back though.
Well, you know,
it might
that's
be.
the,
It might
that's
be
the problem.
easier just to teach parents to teach it. I don't know.
Potentially.
Well, you look at all the different things that we try to hang on the education department to teach. The state's always coming up with new stuff. Well, you got to have a curriculum for this, you got to have a curriculum for
Right.
that, and the rest of that sort of thing. So after a while, where do the parents come in on this? I would say, parents, you're the ones that got to be doing this.
Well, yes, but I also feel that we teach history, right? Or do we not teach history anymore? Does history not matter anymore?
Well,
or
they-
do you destroy history because you don't like, certain groups don't like what history represents? History's history. You can't change it. It's like, something happened in the past. in your life. You may not want to think about it, but you can't erase it. You can't put an eraser to it. It's there. You have to live and learn by it. And when you teach our youth about our history, then they learn and they decide what path that they want to take. But I just feel that, I don't know, I came in a great mood, but I just feel like a lot of people have lost their way when it comes to the men and women who served our country.
Could be
All right.
worse.
Could be worse.
Oh, sure.
Well, there's always worse,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I'm older than you are, Mayor. I remember the 60s and the disrespect that was there at that time. And
For the Vietnam
so-
veterans.
Right. And I see more respect for veterans today than there was back then. Although maybe the younger people aren't catching on to it yet, they are exposed to it at least. In a way that, well, I'll tell you,
That was a very bad time for them.
very, very bad time. Because when I was a very young boy, there was the respect for the returning veterans from World War II and Korea. When I got a little older and got into society and everything, people my age and a little older were returning from Vietnam and getting all that disrespect. So, right. But at least now, I mean, we at least have a ceremony. And in 1968, it would have been much more difficult to have a ceremony like we had here in Woonsocket on Monday than it is today to put it on. And I'm
Well,
just saying that
And I'm happy that
that progress has been made. Maybe it's not enough, and we should continue working that way. But progress has been made from the worst it could be.
it was bad
Yeah.
during then, but I still feel
More could be done.
more could be done. That's just my opinion.
All right, very good. We're going to get into more stuff with the mayor coming up. We want to take a break right now. Take a look at the weather forecast, which is being brought to you by Compassion International.
Sunny skies with a high of 89 degrees, light and variable wind. Tonight, clear, low around 59. Friday's weather begins an unsettled period with a chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon, and a quarter to a half an inch of rain is possible. 60% chance of being wet outdoors on Friday, high of 92. Friday night, 80% chance of continued rain. Another half to 3/4 of an inch is possible Friday night. Saturday, 70% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy and 55. Sunday, a 50-50 chance of showers, mostly cloudy skies with a high of 56. Monday, a 40% chance of a shower, mostly cloudy and 64. Tuesday, a 40% chance of more rain, mostly cloudy and 67. And next Wednesday, mostly sunny skies and 71.
Currently outside the Navigate Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street with sunny skies, we have 72 degrees. Drought, war, and rising food prices have devastated families in poverty. $50 provides a food kit to feed a family for a month. Just text the word radio to 97646.
For an Allstate agent, providing protection options that fit your life is something they take, well, personally. Allstate agents are committed to learning about your needs and helping customize protection to meet them. From bundling your home and auto insurance with ease to evaluating optional coverage, your Allstate agent can help build an insurance proposal that fits your life. And just as important as learning what you need is learning what you don't. Because helping you get coverage you want with savings you deserve is what Allstate is all about. It's time to get coverage that's catered to you. Are you in good hands? Call Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, two locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. One telephone number, 765-5000. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois. North Smithfield and Lincoln Urgent Care congratulate all of our graduates for striving during these difficult times. At North Smithfield and Lincoln Urgent Care, you'll always be seen by a board-certified physician. Best of luck, graduates.
Hi, this is Gary Smith. Join me for Do You Remember, Tuesday through Friday mornings at 9:30 here on ON Radio.
This portion of the Coffee and program is sponsored by attorney Bob Lauder. When you need a skilled attorney who will fight for your rights, look no further than attorney Bob Lauder of Woonsocket. If your legal questions revolve around estates or trusts, then talk to Bob. If you're contemplating a divorce, then talk to Bob. Attorney Bob Lauder has a calming demeanor, which is very helpful in legal matters. And Bob has more than 40 years' experience practicing law. Call attorney Bob Lauder today at 401-762-4550, 762-4550. The Supreme Court of Rhode Island licenses all attorneys in the general practice of law. The court does not license or certify any attorney as an expert or specialist in any field of practice. All right, Bob Lauder, the sponsor of this portion of the Coffee and program. And this is Joe Callahan here with Dave Richards. Woonsocket Mayor Lisa Baldelli Hunt is with us as well. And let's see. So we've got music night in the Classic Cars on Monday down at the Monument. Nope, the other place.
At Market Square.
Market Square. Get my
Yes.
M's mixed up.
Yes.
And how's that going?
We have a lot of things happening. Actually, last Monday, not Memorial Day Monday, but the previous Monday, we actually had the unveiling of the sign, "You Are Beautiful."
I've seen it down there by,
Yes,
by the falls.
isn't it great?
Yes, it
so,
looks great.
Yep, Sonia Lindsay. She is a very nice woman. She lives here in the city, and she comes from outside. I don't want to talk about her personal life, but she comes from outside of Rhode Island, and she was involved in the beginning of the "You Are Beautiful" movement back then, and it just started with some stickers and things such as that, and it has just evolved, and it's become very prevalent. And what the organization chose to do was to put one sign in each state. And
Oh, yeah?
yes,
Oh, I
yes,
thought, wow.
and considering Sonia was a part of that at the initial onset, back out in, I think it was Chicago, if I remember correctly. She, now living in Woonsocket, she advocated for Woonsocket to be the city of choice here in Rhode Island. She was successful at that. She called and said that as long as the city would agree that we would be able to be the recipient of the sign. And it's a piece of art, right? I say sign, it's a piece of art that is, if anyone is not aware, it is on the fence of the waterfall.
At Market Square.
At Market Square. And really, it is a piece of art. We're hoping that when you drive by, it makes you smile. That doesn't fit.
They're looking at the
We're
phone
looking at
chargers
my
there.
iPad and phone charger. I don't know what happened, but it doesn't work. But that's okay. So if you drive by there and you want to park and cross the street and stand in front of the sign, it's good for a photo op.
I've
or-
seen many of pictures on social media of
Oh,
people
good,
taking their
good.
photos there.
That was what the hope was. And people going down to the downtown area, seeing it. You're having a bad moment. You drive by, you see the sign, says,
Yeah.
"You are beautiful." It makes you stop and say for a second, you know what? It's not that bad of a day after all, right? That I was just told I was beautiful.
So that's great.
So I just want to thank Sonia Lindsay for that and for her advocacy for the city of Woonsocket.
All right, fantastic. And the splash pad at
Yes.
World War II Park has opened for the season.
Splash Pad has opened, and it's supposed to be, I think, 90
Really
today.
warm today,
Right,
yes.
really warm. There's
Yeah.
been like this haze out there. So if you are a parent that does not have a child in school, take a trip down and cool off. So I want to thank the crew down there, Liz, Dave, and everyone else who is assigned to World War II Veterans Memorial Park. We're still trying to find a charger here for my iPad because I have some info in here I was going to share, but that's okay. I'll squint and look at my phone. So yes, so it's open. Please, keep in mind, try to anything you have that would be considered litter, to please pick it up.
Take it out with you.
Yeah, throw it in the trash can or take it home. We really work hard on keeping the parks clean. So shout out to Dennis and Kerry and Tommy, along with Liz and Scott, who really, there's a lot of activity at our parks. Do you have a charging cable in your car? I do. but that's okay. I'll use my phone.
All right.
Thank you for the effort.
But it's especially in the summertime when it's hot. The splash pad is well attended by local residents who can't get down to the beach or whatever like that. But the things there, I like seeing all the families go over there and partake and kids splashing around and
It could be a
squealing
tonic just
and
for
like
a resident to maybe find some other resident to go along with and just take a walk in the park and sit up. There's a nice little bench up over everything and watch the kids play. How much fun is that?
that. Oh, sure.
And in addition to that, there's the playground equipment
Sure.
that's right beside the
It's right there.
splash pad. And then we have this climbing web piece of equipment in the outfield of the ballpark, which was designed that way because parents have other children that attend ball games. And I remember as a parent constantly turning and cocking my head to the left and the right looking for the kids. So putting something in the outfield, you could actually watch the game
And
while
see
you
them.
see your other child or children out there playing. So speaking of the World War II Veterans Memorial Park, I am working with the veterans to, we're going to be, I won't disclose much because it's probably something that they want to
Make an announcement
make an
on?
announcement
Yeah,
on.
okay.
But we will be adding another monument. So that will be coming as well. Also, Coach Briggs, Coach Pascanic, they are still very active with the walking club, with the band exercise, which we're finding has been very, very beneficial to folks of a wide range of ages. Coach Pascanic is certified in that
When you say
area.
band exercise, you're not talking music. These are the
No,
stretchy
this
bands
time
that-
it's not. They do go near the stage, but it's not a band of music. It's these very large, like elastic bands,
Right.
and it helps with your balance, your equilibrium, things such as that. So
People think they're silly, but actually doctors recommend those.
yes, and what the coach was saying, and one of the folks who participates said that after going back to the doctor, after months of doing this, that the doctor recognized the improvement and attributed that to the exercise with Coach Pascanic. So it's free of charge. Stop in, watch. If you think you want to jump in, they're great people. You don't have to sign up. You just show up. And if you want to walk one day, you walk. If you want to do band exercise. We're also making cornhole, we have cornhole boards that they use when they have cornhole inside the Elks when it's bad weather, and then outside, and they have to pick them up and put them away. So what we're doing now is we are actually building some very sturdy and heavy cornhole boards, multiple
That would stay there?
that would stay there,
Oh,
and we're
perfect.
going
Okay.
to affix them.
Is that near the Social Street entrance?
We haven't determined where they'll be located,
all right.
but we will have them there. The only thing we haven't figured out, because not everyone is like us, is how do we keep the bags there
Oh, yeah.
so they don't disappear, so they don't become
Right.
Well, the weather doesn't
flying
destroy them.
objects.
Yeah.
I mean, we could put them in some type of a box, right, that's secured to the ground where you just open it and you take them out and you play and you respectfully put them back. So we're going to try to figure out how
That's
to
a
handle
toughie.
that part of it.
Yeah.
And then we had a grant, and we purchased some exercise equipment. So the exercise equipment will be secured to a cement base. Each piece will be secured to a cement base. And as you walk through the park, you can stop and you can exercise on the pieces of equipment.
Like do pull-ups or something like that.
Yeah, well,
Well, pull-ups
I
might
don't know
not be
about
what we're
pull-ups,
looking
but
for here, Joe.
I can't do a pull-up. But yes, different exercise equipment that will be throughout the
It
park.
could be as simple as a few steps.
Yeah. Okay.
You go up the steps, you go down the steps. You go up the
Oh,
steps,
it's
you
more.
go down the
It's more.
steps.
Involved.
It's more involved, but anyone can do it.
Yeah.
I don't know the terminology, so shame on me. But it is just another added feature to the park. So whether you're young, middle-aged, older, you can stop, you can sit, exercise your arms, exercise your legs, get back up, do more walking. Some other additions to the park.
Very nice. Coming up, Independence Day celebration will be on Sunday, July 2nd. with fireworks and food trucks. This will also be at World War II Veterans Memorial Park. Everything starts at 4 p.m. 2 live bands will be performing.
Yes.
Do you know the names of the bands yet?
I have it in an email in my
Yeah,
iPad
in
that
the
won't
iPad.
open.
We should still have that in there, right?
In here?
So
No,
while
no, no,
while
we're
you're
not- we're not
looking,
committed calendar here.
I want to thank Liz.
Yeah, but I don't have the names of the bands.
Oh,
Oh, I see.
sorry.
The
I
poster
do.
didn't have it.
Well, all
with
I
the
know
press.
is they're good.
Okay,
So
perfect.
jump right in.
And,
Come on down.
It's always a
and,
good time. You guys put on a really nice 4th of July celebration.
We
You
have
really do.
thousands of people show up.
Go up
Yeah.
to the-
Yeah, we hand out little red, white, and blue items, and the kids get excited about it. The adults like it too. And I just want to thank Liz Kerrigan. She coordinates that for us, and she's actually
that's her
been,
strong suit. She loves doing that.
Yeah,
stuff.
she's very organized. You know what I attribute that to?
What?
I have no idea. This is just me on the outside. From being around her parents who ran a restaurant,
Yeah. Oh, sure.
because you can't be
You can't be
Unorganized.
disorganized. You can't be willy nilly. You can't be last minute.
Right.
It's a
You always
different
have to be
type of
thinking
it.
what's coming
right.
next and are you ready
right.
for it?
You have to be ahead. You have to be one step ahead. And she was in that business with them for years, as one of the children. And the saying, "You are what you eat." No pun intended. But you are what you eat. When you're exposed to that, if you pick that up from them, you can take that and transfer it to other professions and things like that. And I find her to be well organized and committed to being able to organize things like this. So thank you to Liz.
So the Independence Day celebration will be on Sunday, July 2nd. If it does rain on that night, things will move to that coming Friday on July 7th. And we'll have everything there. There'll be food trucks down there as well as the band, and everything starts at 4 p.m. on that Sunday on July 2nd.
This is at Barry Field, you're saying?
No, this is at World War II Veterans Memorial Park.
Good, okay.
Is where it takes place
Want
this
to
year.
make sure we get that across to everybody.
Yep.
You'd be looking in the wrong direction.
Yeah,
It just
turn around.
won't do for fireworks.
Turn around and look the other way. All right, we're going to take a break here in the Coffee and program, but more coming up with the mayor of the city of Woonsocket, Lisa Baldelli Hunt. Comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240. And this portion of the Coffee and program has been sponsored by attorney Bob Lauder. When you need a skilled attorney who will fight for your rights, look no further than attorney Bob Lauder of Woonsocket. If your legal questions revolve around estates or trusts, then talk to Bob. If you're contemplating a divorce, then talk to Bob. Attorney Bob Lauder has a calming demeanor, which is very helpful in legal matters. And Bob has more than 40 years' experience practicing law. Call attorney Bob Lauder today at 401-762-4550, 762-4550. The Supreme Court of Rhode Island licenses all attorneys in the general practice of law. The court does not license or certify any attorney as an expert or specialist in any field of practice. The best little auction in Massachusetts is Trudell's Auction Gallery in Bellingham. Auctions are presented every other Monday starting at 10 a.m. Please check out their website, trudellsauction.com, to see when the next auction takes place. You can stop by Trudell's Auction Gallery on the weekends before the auction to preview all the items being offered. You will see antiques and all sorts of personal property items from various estates. Trudell's Auction Gallery, 799 South Main Street, Bellingham. Hi, this is Joe Callahan, your maitre d' inside the Tiki Bar, letting you know the Tiki Bar is now open 2 days a week on ON, AM, and FM, Saturdays at noon, and a replay Mondays at 6. The Tiki Bar is sponsored by attorney Bob Lauder, the Carew Investment Group, Family Discount Furniture, and Pepin Lumber. Here's your chance to catch 1 full hour of Jimmy Buffett music inside the Tiki Bar, Saturdays at noon and Mondays at 6 on ON, AM, and FM.
Here's what's coming up next. Greatest Hits USA.
Hey, this is Chuck Matthews on Greatest Hits USA, and coming up this weekend, we're going to answer the following questions. Who got the idea for a song while riding his motorcycle? What singer worked at a car assembly plant? And who had the #1 record this week in 1969? Find out. Turn it up this weekend right here.
Greatest Hits USA. You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
It is Coffee In on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Dave Richards, and Woonsocket Mayor Lisa Baldelli Hunt has joined us. And coming up, because it is going to be, now that it's June and everyone looks forward to summertime, The city of Woonsocket is looking for seasonal employment. So
No, they're offering seasonal
offerings.
employment.
Seasonal employment. Yeah, that's right.
They've got a lot to do already.
I want a summer job.
Yeah. But if people
Yes.
are
Well, then
looking for a summer
lets
job,
me go to the beach every
Yes.
weekend, right?
I want a summer job. Okay, so yes, we want summer employees.
Yeah.
A few reasons. I think it's good for our youth to be working and also continuing studying during the summer, which of course doesn't tend to happen. But we do offer seasonal employment, and we will be putting an ad in the newspaper. We will be taking applications, and basically, not always, but basically, mostly, the work is performed outdoors through the Public Works Department. The positions entailed supervised manual labor, litter picking, weed whacking, things such as that, working in our parks.
The glamorous stuff.
And
That's got to
yeah,
get done.
yeah.
But heck, you end up with a paycheck after.
Right, right. So the rate of pay is $13 an hour.
Yeah, that's
They
not
can
bad.
work between 32 and 40 hours a week, and we're flexible with that. So, for instance, if we have someone who's very, very committed and says, on Mondays and Fridays, I already have a job somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
but I am available Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 8 hours a day, that's 24 hours. That's fine.
Right.
That's fine. We don't want someone who says they're going to work and then doesn't show up.
Oh, that's
if
not
you
good.
don't show up, you're done.
Yeah.
Because this is about learning responsibility, learning about, respecting the community you live in, the earth we have here. And I find that, for the most part, the folks who, the youth, 16, 17, 18, 19, you could be in college looking for a summer job as well. You don't have transportation, so working in Woonsocket is helpful. And we find that when you put youth on a task where they're making an improvement in the community that they live in, that resonates with them. That makes them recognize, you know what, we just cleaned this park yesterday. We came back today, or we just cleaned this street today. We came back today, and there's litter, right? We don't have a lot of litter. Like, our city has come a long way
Oh, gosh,
in litter
yeah.
control. But it makes them recognize that they don't want to see that. They respect the city, or they respect just wherever they are, whatever community they're in, and then they transfer that to others, whether it's in their house, whether it's their friends, because the work they put in was just reversed by someone who was disrespectful and littered the following day. And we find that has been a bit of a theme when the youth work for us. So we want to put our youth to work. We want them to recognize what it's like to go to work each day and earn a paycheck and be proud of it, have a little bit of expendable funds, or be able to help their family with an added paycheck during the summer. So please, go down to the personnel office, first floor. When you're at City Hall, the far door to the right, you'll see the sign personnel, and just go on in and ask for an application.
all right.
Nice.
We had a note that was called in to us, 766-1240. This goes to the mayor. In terms of you talked about the permanent cornhole that you want to have at World War II Park. Now, in terms of the bags, the person writes in, couldn't you put them in a nearby shed or perhaps at the Elks Club?
Well, it's an interesting discussion.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe the Circularia, they meant?
Well,
Because otherwise
they
they'd
wrote
have to
Elks.
walk all the way down
Yeah.
to the Elks to get the bags to go back to the park.
Yeah.
But
Right.
the Circularia, I mean, you could, right? If they're willing, and we just have to make note, walk over to the Circularia to get them. We could put them in a shed,
Yeah.
but our bigger issue is the
Staffing,
people who
isn't
are
it?
not going to respect it.
Right.
So even if the shed is open or the area is open where they can get the bags, we need them to put them back. We need people who use them not to take them home. We need youth not to use them and then throw them around. So we're just relying on people to be good quality when this comes.
Well, if it goes to the Circularia, I guess they could always get an ID and you get the person's name and address, and if they don't walk
Yeah,
back, well, this is
right.
the last person that signed them out. Let's
Right.
go talk to them. That's an
Well,
idea.
it's something to
idea,
discuss
yes.
because the actual implementation may take a little extra tweaking.
Correct.
You know, ideas are ideas; they're not plans yet. Yeah, you get 10 ideas, you come up with 2 plans.
Yeah.
Right.
You have 2 plans, you come up with 1 action.
All right, Mayor, tell us about what is Rhode Island Rebound?
RI Rebound. Okay. Well, geez, I'm going to actually take a second to make sure I have the right information on that.
All right.
So, RI Rebound is a program that was announced through the state of Rhode Island, through the governor's office. And it is making funding available, $10,000, and it can help the small business community. So this is the state continuing to offer programs to small business owners across the state of Rhode Island. So, for instance, and I said this to somebody the other day, or maybe I was in a meeting, and we owned a business, and one of our biggest issues was that we just didn't have the time or the expertise in the marketing part of it, of our particular business. Time was the issue, right? And the research to learn where the best marketing is. So if we still owned that business, this would be the perfect thing. Because what happens is the program provides up to $10,000 in technical service, and it's at no cost to the small business owner. And here are the areas: bookkeeping, legal, marketing, human resources, grant writing, business plan development, website development, and more. So what happens is you are able to apply for the funding and say, you know what, my problem is I own this business and I lease these 2 spots out, but I don't have a good lease. I need help from an attorney to help me write the lease. Or I opened this business, I feel like I'm not reaching enough people, I need help with marketing. Or whatever, right? My bookkeeping, I need help with bookkeeping. You know, I'm working hard, I'm working at the business, I've got all this paperwork everywhere, tax time comes, I've got slips, and I'm disorganized. So those are all different areas where you can go and you can apply for this funding. And it takes some of the stress off the small business owner because they feel like they haven't really pinpointed the perfect way to handle any of those areas. So I think it's great.
That is, I can tell you myself as a owner
And
manager.
you qualify.
You're so busy doing
Yeah.
that there's a lot of that other little stuff. If I didn't have the fabulous Denise, so we go down to see the CPA once a year, like all good business people do, to prepare for tax season. And we walk in, and Denise has stack after stack after box and stuff. Anything that person wants, that CPA wants, she's got it all set up for him and everything. And he looks in and he smiles. He says, "Thank you so much for not bringing in a shoebox of slips."
Right.
Because he
Well
says,
organized.
because
But
I
you
have customers that do that.
Right. And you qualify, you're a small business. You qualify for this. You really should look at this and take advantage of it, because the reality is you're probably spending money in an area and you can improve upon it through this program. So folks like you tend to say, oh, you know, I'm running a radio station, I got the press release, I'm going to read it, and it's for everybody else. No, it's for you as well. It's for you as well.
That's nice.
How do they apply? Do they go? This is through the state, right?
Do you have the press release?
I
That's
don't know
that's
where
okay. Wait, let me go back to that one because I moved on to the free tree planting.
Okay. By the way, those trees are looking nice off the bypass there.
Yes.
Or Truman Drive, I'm sorry.
Let me see which one we have here. Well, just while I'm looking, there's also a small business hub, and Woonsocket is one of the communities that's included in the small business hub. I believe there are 6 communities, and it becomes like a one-stop shop. So if you're a small business owner and you need help, you can go to this hub, and Woonsocket is one of the communities. This was funding that was brought together through the congressional delegation, including Senator Whitehouse Reed, Congressman Cicilline, our Secretary of Commerce, Liz Tanner, as well. So RI Rebounds, which was the one we were talking about, you can call 249-2222, or you can actually, all applications for the RI Rebounds program are online, and there are 2 websites that are included. But you can actually go to our city website, and we put the press releases up. So
Okay.
you can go there, and because to read this email address
Oh, yeah.
is
Really long?
Yes.
No, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on to trees.
Yes.
the
WoonsocketRI.org. Do I have that right?
WoonsocketRI.org.
Okay. So
Easy to remember.
yep. Tough to spell though. No, I'm kidding.
Come
I'm
on.
kidding. So the free trees. People taking advantage of it?
Well, the free trees
Yeah.
again was a grant, and it was actually I think we're going to put out another press release because we really want people to know that the trees are available, and we really want to try to stop pushing this. So it is. There are 500 trees. So we're going to be adding 500 trees to the community over a 3-year period. They are completely free. The only thing you have to do is you have to confirm that you will follow the watering rules.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to
and-
disrespect it.
Right, exactly. So they say that
And
the plantings.
these are a little larger than saplings, right? So they'll take hold well in 1 year?
I haven't seen them,
Yeah.
but I do want to actually call myself to see, just because I want to be a part of it,
Yeah.
and I want to see what it's like and how it works, so I can have firsthand experience. I don't know if my husband wants a tree in the yard, but according to Mike DeBrois, there will be 500 trees, and we'll be working with Groundwork RI, and they will be the people that will be helping with the proper tree placement on the properties that qualify. And I guess, you can't just take a tree and stick it somewhere in the yard where it's not going to survive.
Well,
so
that's
that's,
right. Right.
That's silly.
there's a little more to it, and this is also through the Landscape Restoration Grant from the U.S. Forest Service. So there'll be 2,000 trees over a 3-year period, and that would be for Woonsocket, Cumberland, Central Falls, and Lincoln.
Then we get 500 of that
We each
2,000.
get 500. And you can also go online and you can apply. You'll find the website as well. Yes.
All right, very good. We're running out of time here. I don't know if this is with the next question is going to take a long explanation. Just you see a lot of communities signing up for Dan McKee's 365 education. Is this something that you think Woonsocket will be signing up for, officially joining this?
So I can talk about that more the next time I'm in, but
Okay.
I did have a Zoom meeting with them, and we did speak about the potential. I think there's a little bit of a misunderstanding to that. It's
poorly publicized.
365
As far as
makes,
people at our level of society,
Right.
now maybe you as the mayor of a municipality know,
Well,
but,
no,
but they
because-
haven't communicated it to us.
Yeah, I felt the same way you felt, and we talked about this during a commercial. I heard that and I thought, who is going to school 365 days a year, right?
Yeah.
That's every day. It's not happening. So I agree with you that you see it, you say, this is not attainable, it's not going to happen, it's going to be a failure. But after speaking with them, it really isn't what it sounds like. And to your point, I think the next conversation I have with them is they need to shake up that terminology.
Yeah.
Because it's
Deceiving?
more of a support during the summer, more of I'll call it like a tutoring type of situation where you're not sitting in a classroom at school all day long
In the heat.
in the heat,
Yeah.
right, without free time, without
Air conditioning.
and just not having summer, right?
Right, yeah.
It really isn't that, but we can get more into that at
All
another
right.
time.
We have run out of time here on the Coffee and program, so we thank you for listening in as always. Mayor, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me. Great to
Appreciate
see
it.
you guys.
Dave, thanks for stopping in as well.
Well, it's been a pleasure to be with the mayor today, and I'm so sorry I don't have Apple devices for your cable here.
I'll see if I have an extra one for
I
you.
brought in all kinds of cables, but none of them
of them
fit. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that's okay. No problem.
All right, this is Joe Callahan. Have a great day, everyone, and stay tuned. Gary Smith and the crew, Do You Remember, is coming your way at 9:30.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news. 4 employees in the Registrar, Vital Statistics, Bureau